Morocco still lives in the imagination of Europe as the exotic and enchanting country of the tales of the Arabian Nights. In the interior are the mosques, decorated in incredible detail, in the harsh green slopes and flowering canyons of the Anti-Atlas, in the inhabitants of the desert with burnouses and camels, in the inimitable atmosphere of the bazaars reminiscent of the past, in the savory scent of the spices, in the patterns of the carpets, in the sound of the snake-charming flutes, in the colorful bustle of the medinas and the flavor of the mint tea, the thousand-faced Morocco still lives as we imagined and as we longed for it. The charm of Marrakech starts with the colors, with the limestone of the nearby mountains, of which the houses were built once. Today a royal decree orders that the houses of the city, regardless of what material they are made from, can only be the original terracotta color. These are mostly coupled with light, pale green doors and windows, strictly defining the landscape. The symbol of Marrakech is the 76-meter-high minaret of the Koituba Mosque. The ecclesiastical building has been standing here since 1158. It was named after the more than 100 bookshops which offer their product in the nearby streets for the wise men of the Arab world, philosophers, and poets. The rectangular tower with brick decoration served as a model for other minarets in the country, which rise at the end of almost every avenue. The Bahia Palace doesn't originate from the Middle Ages, but from the 19th century. It was the palace of Ba Ahmed, Grand Vizier of the king. This rank means Prime Minister by the concept of Europeans, and this palace corresponds to this concept. The garden of the palace is made colorful by banana trees, cypress trees, jasmines, and other blooming bushes. The building itself was designed using Spanish, Moor, and French elements. Like Arab palaces in general, it's not arranged around a central point, but it's a labyrinth of separate rooms connected with corridors surrounding inner courtyards. In the courtyards, fountains bubble. The scent of orange and the flowers on the bushes floats in the air. The rooms with marble or mosaic floors serve the purposes of greeting the visitors, holding council or dining, while the smaller ones were in the living rooms and bedrooms. All rooms are richly decorated, especially the ceilings are beautiful. In the southern part of the French Quarter, we can find the Menara Garden, from the time of the Almohads. In the park developed around the large artificial lake, we can see a music and light show in the evenings, from Wednesday to Saturday. Marrakech is not only famous for its roses, but also for its parks and botanical gardens. The Majorelle Garden, established by a French painter, is today the property of the fashion designer Yves Saint Laurent, but it's open for visitors for an admission fee. Several other famous people, mostly French, had or have here houses. For example, Alain Delon, Michel Morgan, or Jean-Paul Belmondo. The new theatre of the city, built in a traditional style, is beautiful, in which French artists often give presentations also. In Morocco, after the proclamation of independence, that is, the end of the Protectorate, French remained the second official language, obligatory to learn in school. English and German are spoken only by those working in tourism. Even those who are not fond of shopping like to go to bazaars in Arab countries. Souk means market or bazaar, which can traditionally be found in the Medina, the old town. The Arab bazaar is the confusing labyrinth of narrow alleys framed by small shops, workshops, and storages. Depending on the size of the city, there are smaller and bigger ones, of course, but the tourists can lose their ways easily. And it's possible to spend the whole day looking around. In the souk, everything is strange and special. The products, the shops, the colors, the noises, the smells, the clothes, and the people. The ethnicity of Morocco is as diverse as the country itself. Anthropologists still argue about the origins of the Berbers, the original inhabitants. They're mostly blue-eyed, blonde people. The conqueror Arabs constitute the majority of the population. As descendants of the merchants of the Roman Empire, a significant Jewish minority lives here, mostly in separate Jewish quarters, the Mellahs. The Haratins are descendants of the slaves deported from Africa beyond the Sahara in the 16th century. After the French protectorate, many Europeans, mostly French and Spanish, settled here in large numbers also. The communities of different origin, culture, and religion live here together in such a peace that cannot be seen at any other place, unfortunately. As a result, the mixing of ethnic groups is significant, so we can meet people with quite special outlooks and characteristics. As we can observe in other Arab countries and in Turkey, the different craftsmen and merchants have their own streets. There's a spice street, carpet street, slipper makers street, Goldsmith Street, for instance. Scarves and brass jugs, clay pots and fruit are sold here. Heaps of teas and spices, medicines and magic powders in all quantities. There are fresh mint leaves, argan oil, ambergris of sperm whales, dried varanus, so everything that Harry Potter studied about. The brass lamp looks as though it were only waiting to be rubbed. The carpets are so beautiful, and maybe they can fly too. Anyhow, the chameleon locked in a cage looks at us quite strangely. The Jemaa al-Fana is the biggest square of Marrakech, and the most exciting in all Morocco. During the day, it's a single huge market, the outdoor continuation of the little shops of the souk, covered with straw mats. People come here by everything except by car. The transportation is on donkey back, shoppers mostly come by bicycle, and the visitors by open hansom cabs. We can have resort to many services. The street dentist, for instance, who rids us of our pains and teeth using pliers borrowed from a plumber without using any anesthetics. The tooth is then placed on the little table among the thousands of others. As the sun is sinking, the image of the square changes. Such fabulous enchanted creatures fill the Jemaa al-Fana, as if nothing had changed in the past 1,000 years. The trade of the dates, almonds, and orange juice sellers starts up. They roast sheep's eyes and chitterlings over live coal, and the brochette, made French style, is also popular. As appetizer, a dozen snails are offered, not at a snail's pace, for only a few dirhams. The scent of oriental spices floats in the air. The couscous is being made. The keshra and kefta is roasted. The Berber girls take up henna body painting. The snake charmers appear with their flat-headed black pets, the cobras. Their boosters pull harmless grass snakes around the necks of spectators with fondness. Others have little monkeys on leashes, performing something. Others only rattle their tin cups without any performance. The drums resound. The mass of people gather around Sudanese dancers. At another place, people are standing around Koran interpreters. But storytellers from the desert are also popular. Wonder substance sellers walk around the belly dancers with little platters in their necks. One can photograph water sellers in richly decorated clothes with leather bottles for only a few dirhams, while a little further down the road, fire eaters and other artistes ask for attention.